Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you're having an awesome day. Good day here. It's not raining up in the Northwest. So got to do a little bit of cutting outside. I'm working on a project for, half-inch plate. Some big truss supports for an old barn. So kind of like truss plates for a log home, but I need to drill some holes in here for mounting, and they're gonna be large enough. I don't feel like doing it on the drill press. And I got a new annular cutter, bleh, or a magnetic drill, whatever you want to call it, or with a broach cutting tip on it. Yeah, correct me as you want. I had word salad there. Anyways, as part of that project, I'm going to unbox this new tool I got. VEVOR, whatever the heck you want to call it. Bam. So I'm pretty pumped about this because when I install these on location at this guy's barn, I'm going to have to drill some holes in position once we mount these plates up, because he already has some existing bolts. It's going to be a lot easier just to do in place. So we're going to get this guy cut open and see what we got and then see how it works. I ordered this one. It came with a few tips and a little oil reservoir and a bunch of other goodies. There's this big dog. It is large. I don't know what this box weighed. 47.6 pounds. Nothing inside seems damaged. Lots of styrofoam around it. These are probably my cutting tips. Instructions. Cool little oil reservoir. I believe there's a separate chuck that comes with these. You can also use your typical drill bits too. So we'll figure out how that works. And then the money business here. There we go. Big orange. So pretty straightforward and not a lot of pieces to it. Oh, there it is. Oh, gosh, damn. Just took out the recycle. Got rid of all my styrofoam and my cardboard, and now I have more. So here she be. But this, all in all, first impression, looks pretty good. We'll get this thing put together and then drill some holes. All right, got a sweet assortment of annular cutters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that was a big sell for me. They have a lot of different ones on their website. Some of these are yellow, some are orange. All pretty much have the same wattage motor from what I could tell. But this one came with a lot of cutters, so pretty pumped about that. 9/16. Looks like the smallest one. And then it looks like we're up to 1 1/16. So a lot of sizes in between. So that should save a lot of time on the drill press. Okay. We got our cutters, oil reservoir. Now, it did not come with any sort of cutting oil, but we've got some of that stuff for the drill press. A little valve, sweet. This probably goes right on here. Mind you, I haven't looked at the directions yet. After building that Langmuir table, CNC plasma table, I am tired of looking at directions. Need a wrench to tighten that thing up. A little bit of stuff over here. Okay. Ripping that frisbee all over the ground when I'm talking. Max power, 1,450 watts. Speed, 850 rotations per minute. Magnetic attraction, ooh, that's what she said. 1,300 Newton, or N, I don't know if that's Newton meters or what the hell that is. But anyways, yeah, Model 50H, 1,450 watt power. There we go. Direction forward, that's always a bonus. Okay, so I gave up on taking that chuck apart because that was just a little too involved for what I need to do right now. So I just ran the cooling line around, down behind this handle here, and then over to our little tank on the side. So it touches the handle a little bit when you turn it, but as much as I'm going to use this thing, that won't be too big of a deal. Okay, let's get some parts in this thing and make some cuts. So I got a work clamp over here. Ugh. Plate hanging off the end of the table so I don't drill into my table itself. Got my holes marked with my center punch. And then we're just going to find center here with our center finder. That's good. I don't have any water in here yet. I'm going to tighten this valve down. Haven't tested this thing yet to see if it even leaks. Let's see. Let's put a little bit in first. Don't see any leaking going on. Open this valve on the back a little bit. Oh, it's leaking out of those fittings right there. Boy, I tightened that down and it didn't even want to go any tighter. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Well, that's lame. Well, I tried tightening this thing a little bit more that came on the side of the oil cooler or the water cooling can, and it instantly cross-threaded like crazy. So be very careful if you have problems with yours tightening it up. It has a little bit of thread tape already on it, but mine just, yeah, it looks like not something I'm going to go find at the hardware store kind of fitting either. So that's kind of crappy. So I think kind of screwed there. I can't get this thing to work. It's just leaking and... Okay, we'll do our own water cooling. We'll throw a little bit of oil down on here. And we'll kick her off. There we go. Got a lot of chips, a lot of shavings. I took it pretty easy, being the first cut. I wasn't sure how these cutting tips are going to act, but it is a nice clean hole. Yes, that's a super clean hole. Very nice. Got it all oiled up, unfortunately. I wish that water system was working, but didn't have too bad of a wobble. The motor didn't bog down at all, so that was nice. Nice. That didn't take long. So that is 1/2 inch thick steel. I don't know. I didn't look at the timer. It might have taken 35 or 40 seconds. Maybe. And I wasn't really trying too hard. And then the last little biscuit that fell out. This is from the first cut that we made. So nice and clean. Okay, here's where I ultimately ended up with this fluid canister. It stripped out pretty much every component. So there's a couple of threaded fittings here, and over here. And every piece stripped out. Maybe I was a little rough with them, but I don't believe I was. What I did was use some JB weld, I think it was their water weld, around each fitting, reassembled everything even though it was cross-threaded. I didn't feel like that was going to be good enough because it dried pretty hard and I wasn't sure it was going to seal the water, so I went over it with epoxy as well. You can kind of see it there. And just epoxied the whole thing. So hopefully now it'll work. And that's just the last piece I was waiting on to finalize this little tool review. So there we go. All right, thanks for watching this quick unboxing, review, and kind of tool use of this VEVOR Mag Drill. It definitely works for me, other than the little water canister that feeds some cooling water. That thing's a POS, but I'll figure out how to fix that thing and make it work. But for my use, I'm super happy with the way this thing drills, the power it has, getting a bunch of different annular cutter sizes with it. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. Awesome. Have a great day, everybody.